sessions that fit into your schedule. Join the ranks of successful. Are you ready to become a cybersecurity professional in just 4 months? At Soft Africa, we provide the perfect blend of theory and hands-on experience to prepare you for the job market even before you graduate. Our state-of-the-art virtual labs ensure you gain practical skills. Dedicated virtual machines are assigned to each student, giving you a personalized learning experience. With a 98% success rate, Soft Africa stands out. We don't just stop at training. We help you craft the perfect resume, ace your interviews, and support you even after you land the job. Why you'll love signing up with us. 1. Each learner gets a complimentary 1-year antivirus subscription for their computer. 2. Dedicated virtual machines are assigned to each student. 3. Students can access recorded classes to review each session as needed. 4. Test banks are available to prepare students for the exam. Our lectures are scheduled from Thursday to Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, with 2-hour sessions that fit into your schedule. Join the ranks of successful cybersecurity professionals today. Enroll now at Soft Africa by emailing us at elearning@softafrique.net or calling 4089615150. Your future in cybersecurity starts here. Are you ready to become a cybersecurity professional in just 4 months? At Soft Africa, we provide the perfect blend of theory and hands-on experience to prepare you for the job market even before you graduate. Our state-of-the-art virtual labs ensure you gain practical skills. Dedicated virtual machines are assigned to each student, giving you a personalized learning experience. With a 98% success rate, Soft Africa stands out. We don't just stop at training. We help you craft the perfect resume, ace your interviews, and support you even after you land the job. Why you'll love signing up with us. 1. Each learner gets a complimentary 1-year antivirus subscription for their computer. 2. Dedicated virtual machines are assigned to each student. 3. Students can access recorded classes to review each session as needed. 4. Test banks are available to prepare students for the exam.
We have 2 sections for this particular seminar, where our first section is we watch a video, we analyze the video, and we answer questions based on the video. And our second part is where we actually do either practicals or you invite resource people to educate us about the dangers of this world or how to stay protected from cyber attacks or cyber threats. So this is why we are here. If you don't know why we are here to learn about the world of cybersecurity and digital things and how to keep our systems very, very secure. And I'll proceed to the first section where we watch the video, we analyze the video, and we look at a few questions after that. So please pay attention. I'll play the video 2 times so I can actually get the understanding of whatever is in the video. And once we are back from the video, we will actually answer these questions. Okay.
Ninjio, Episode 705, Whole, Greater Than Sum. Security topic, Cybersecurity Culture. Starring Joey Lawrence as Aaron Stark. When geopolitical conflict is high, cyber threats increase, making heightened awareness more critical than ever. Organizations that are successful in building a cybersecurity awareness culture have a greater chance of mitigating the risk, as everyone plays a crucial role. Hydrogen HQ. Aaron Stark addresses the company.
Thank you all for coming. I want you to know this is by far the most difficult speech I have ever had to give. Because of the recent data breach that has crippled our operations and led to the loss of federal funding, tonight, I have no choice but to close our doors for good.
Aaron blinks awake in his bed. The phone reads 2:43 a.m. Interior. Hydrogen offices. Morning.
Whoa, Aaron. Another long night?
6th time this month.
Is it the same dream? The one where you have to inform all our employees we're closing our doors for good?
Because of a cyber attack. I think the current state of things has me...
Paranoid. It's understandable, especially given the jump in global political cyber attacks.
Aaron pours himself a cup of coffee.
I might need you to run me through things again, so I can feel confident my reoccurring nightmare won't become a reality.
Some reassurance with your coffee? Absolutely. Have a seat. Well, for starters, and largely thanks to you and the rest of management, we've put a lot of our resources into emphasis on educating our workforce on cybersecurity awareness.
So our employees learned how to protect themselves.
Both at home and at work. But most importantly, because the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. Our best investment is through instilling a culture of cybersecurity awareness.
Culture of cybersecurity awareness. I love how that sounds.
Same here. And actually, our culture of cybersecurity awareness was recently put to the test.
Ah! It was? We were attacked? Ah.
Well, I was reluctant to tell you because of your reoccurring nightmare, but an attacker sent spear phishing emails to 148 employees using role-specific attacks for different departments. The cyber criminals did their homework, but there is some good news. Nearly all our employees spotted the threat, proactively reported it via our cyber threat reporting system, and the cybersecurity team was able to cut it off at the pass.
Ah, that is fantastic.
Truly. And if we didn't have our culture of proactive participation and constant awareness by each and every employee, plus our system for reporting threats, as well as buy-in from leadership and management at all levels, we never would have pulled this off. In fact, as CISO of our company, I would probably be sleeping less than you if I wasn't so confident in our team and the knowledge that they're our biggest cybersecurity asset. But because we have the culture that we do, I sleep fine. And apparently, you will now too.
Teachable takeaways. Everyone is responsible for cybersecurity. It's not one person's or even one team's job. Cybersecurity culture requires top-down buy-in and participation, with messaging and support from all layers of management. Frequent cybersecurity training keeps awareness alive and is the only way to ultimately drive behavior change. Ninjio, Episode 705. Whole, greater than sum. Security topic, cybersecurity culture. Starring Joey Lawrence as Aaron Stark. When geopolitical conflict is high, cyber threats increase, making heightened awareness more critical than ever. Organizations that are successful in building a cybersecurity awareness culture have a greater chance of mitigating the risk, as everyone plays a crucial role. Hydrogen HQ. Aaron Stark addresses the company.
Thank you all for coming. I want you to know this is by far the most difficult speech I have ever had to give. Because of the recent data breach that has crippled our operations and led to the loss of federal funding, tonight, I have no choice but to close our doors for good.
Aaron blinks awake in his bed. The phone reads 2:43 a.m. Interior. hydrogen offices. Morning.
Whoa, Aaron. Another long night?
Sixth time this month.
The same dream? The one where you have to inform all our employees we're closing our doors for good?
Because of a cyber attack. I think the current state of things has me...
Paranoid. It's understandable, especially given the jump in global political cyber attacks.
Aaron pours himself a cup of coffee.
I might need you to run me through things again, so I can feel confident my reoccurring nightmare won't become a reality.
Some reassurance with your coffee? Absolutely. Have a seat. Well, for starters, and largely thanks to you and the rest of management, we've put a lot of our resources into emphasis on educating our workforce on cybersecurity awareness.
So our employees learned how to protect themselves.
Both at home and at work. But most importantly, because the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. Our best investment is through instilling a culture of cybersecurity awareness.
Culture of cybersecurity awareness. I love how that sounds.
Same here. And actually, our culture of cybersecurity awareness was recently put to the test.
Ah! It was? We were attacked? Ah.
Well, I was reluctant to tell you because of your reoccurring nightmare, but an attacker sent spear phishing emails to 148 employees using role-specific attacks for different departments. The cyber criminals did their homework, but there is some good news. Nearly all our employees spotted the threat, proactively reported it via our cyber threat reporting system, and the cybersecurity team was able to cut it off at the pass.
Ah, that is fantastic.
Truly. And if we didn't have our culture of proactive participation and constant awareness by each and every employee, plus our system for reporting threats, as well as buy-in from leadership and management at all levels, we never would have pulled this off. In fact, as CISO of our company, I would probably be sleeping less than you if I wasn't so confident in our team and the knowledge that they're our biggest cybersecurity asset. But because we have the culture that we do, I sleep fine. And apparently, you will now too.
Teachable takeaways. Everyone is responsible for cybersecurity. It's not one person's or even one team's job. Cybersecurity culture requires top-down buy-in and participation, with messaging and support from all layers of management. Frequent cybersecurity training keeps awareness alive and is the only way to ultimately drive behavior change.
Okay, so so welcome back from the video, and I believe that we realize that cybersecurity is a collective effort, not an individual thing. That is also why we meet here, to educate ourselves and to create a system of cybersecurity awareness. Now let's proceed and take our quiz, if there are any. We have 4 questions, and I think 3 of them are true or false, and then 1 of them actually is a general where we have to select many things. Now let's look at the first one, and I'll read the questions, and if you are there and you know the answer, just provide the answer and let's actually move on. All right, so the first one is: the only way to generate awareness and drive behavior change is by participating in frequent cybersecurity training. True or false? So anyone, true or false?
It should be true.
True. Okay, I believe we all agree with question number 1. Now let's actually move on to question number 2. What can you and every employee do to help protect your organizations from cyber threats? So the first, we are looking at the options here. So we have: do not report any suspicious activity. It is the IT department's responsibility to deal with the situation. Participate proactively. If you see something, do something. And we have the last one, always make use of your organization's cyber security reporting system. Which one is the correct one we should select? Is it the first, second, the third one, or we should select more than 2 or 3? Which one do you believe should be selected?
I think the second and third.
Second and third. All right, I actually agree with that. Now, let's look at question number 3, which is also a true or false statement. Cybersecurity should be the job of a single team or person within an organization. True or false?
False.
False, and I actually believe it is a collective effort. Now, last question says all layers of management should be involved and support a cybersecurity culture. True or false?
True.
It is true. So now let's actually complete the quiz and let's look at what happened. We have 100%, have achieved 100%, meaning that we understood the video where we get to know that cybersecurity actually is a collective effort, not one person, collective effort, right? So now we will actually move on to our second part, which is learning about Burp Suite, right? This is a practical session that will also be interactive. It will be a short session though, but like we're very, very interactive. If you have anything, you don't understand anything, just raise my attention and let's look at that. Now, we are looking at an introduction to it, pen testing using Burp Suite. Now, what is pen testing, right? There are a lot of web applications and websites out there, okay? And now, since we are talking about security, these websites or these web applications also must be kept very, very secure, right? Now, it is inside every organization that whenever they create these type of web applications or websites, they want it to be tested out to see how strong it is or how secure their website is. So they either give it out to a team of people to actually sit down and find ways to try and hack the website and see the weaknesses, the vulnerabilities, the faults, all the things inside so that they can actually recommend it back that, okay, after we sat down, we looked at this, we looked at that, and realized that there is these weaknesses inside your, there is these weaknesses inside your system. So please make sure and change this and change that and do this and do that. That is pen tested. So they go into agreements, they sit down with this particular team and say, okay, we are giving you permission to hack this web application or website for us. Now, these are the terms. Make sure you find as many vulnerabilities as you can. Make sure you use this, use that. So they give you terms, and you have to make sure that no matter what you do, as a pen tester or as a person who is actually trying to find weaknesses on a particular website, you should not make sure the website goes down. If the website goes down, it means that you have still compromised the availability of that particular website. So it must, the website must still come up and everything, but you must still find faults within that system. And hackers also try and use these things also to find errors inside system. They can also use these tools to try and infiltrate your system if they can. So we are going to look at a few things you can actually use the tool for and how the tool can actually help us. So I'm actually on my virtual machine where I'll be demonstrating how to actually go about and do that. Okay. And this is a vulnerable website that we'll be looking to exploit. The website is called BWAP and actually has been designed for demonstration and pen testing purposes. So this is actually the website VWAP, and this is our tool that will be used. That is Burp Suite like this. Right. So if you actually open Burp Suite like this, you will see a lot of things. You will actually be confused. What is this? What actually is this? How can I go about and use this? You don't actually have to worry. These things are things that I've been doing on mine, so you don't have to worry. But once you actually open Burp Suite and you install Burp Suite, this is what comes. And Burp Suite actually comes in two versions. We have the Pro version and the community version. The community version is free. You just have to actually go and search for Burp Suite Community Edition. You just have to search for Burp Suite download, right? Search for Burp Suite download. And then, oh, why is it giving me this error? Okay, it's because I still have the Burp Suite connected down. Go to google.com. Okay, I actually understand why this is happening. Okay, now let's actually move on. So since I have Burp Suite connected to my computer or connected to my browser, everything else is actually coming as that. Okay, so let me actually do this and see. Let me see Google. Okay, so yes. So now that you are here, now you have to install Burp Suite, and Burp Suite also comes with these type of operating system that I'm using. That's the Kali Linux. Okay, Burp Suite actually comes with this. Right. So now, once I'm here, this is the application. So let's assume that you've downloaded the Burp Suite. We are here. You've opened the application, and you want to know how to go about it and work with it. Okay. So now, the first thing that we have to do is to actually make sure that Burp Suite is connected to our browser, or Burp Suite actually listens to our browser to try and see whatever we do with your browser. Okay. Now, inside Burp Suite actually has its own browsers. Okay, it has its own browsers where, let me actually end this. Yes. And now let me actually open Burp Suite for the first time so that we get to actually see how it's done. Okay, now this is me trying to open Burp Suite again so I get the whole understanding of that. Let me actually delete and go to next. And this will be just like the first time you are opening this particular application, and then you click on start. It will do whatever it's supposed to do, but it will allow you to actually start the application. And it's a free version. This is a free version where we are just installing or trying to actually test this website with it. Okay, so let's actually wait and let Burp Suite start. Okay, now this actually is an empty Burp Suite page. Okay, an empty Burp Suite page. And you see a lot of things. Okay, now Burp Suite in its own nature have a browser. Okay, so they have a browser embedded in the system, a browser like Google Chrome. Right, it's their own version of Google Chrome that they've actually embedded inside the application. That if you open your things from this particular browser, okay, everything this browser will do will report to Burp Suite. Right. So now let's assume that this hacker is able to intercept your browser and actually add Burp Suite to the browsers, the hacker system. They can actually see whatever you do on your browser. That's a simple thing. But then once you actually open the browser and use the browser can also be used to actually try and find faults using the web application of Burp Suite browser. So this is Burp Suite browser, and you can actually do anything there, and it will report but everything that you do inside this particular application. So now it means that whatever that you do on your web browser, it will appear in Burp Suite for you to actually read it. All right. So if I have Burp Suite connected, or I have Burp Suite linked to your particular computer or your particular browser, I can get to see whatever you do on your browser inside Burp Suite. That is the idea. And we don't actually want to go through this process. We want to use more like a proxy. So I've made the settings where I have connected Burp Suite to my main browser. So I actually use a proxy to actually do that. So the proxy is here where I have connected it to my Burp Suite, so that what it means is that whatever I use this browser for, Burp Suite will actually get to know it. Okay, so now let me actually means it's connected. I'm using that. So let's come to this web application that is vulnerable that I'm trying to actually look at. Okay, so now you see that I'm trying to refresh this page. I am refreshing the page. I have refreshed the page another time. Now, once you actually open Burp Suite and you come to ATP history, you see that the website that I refreshed has come here. So you see it here, right? I have refreshed the website 3 times and you actually see the website here. So let me refresh it again. And you see that once we come into Burp Suite, you see that this particular new one has showed up. So meaning that whatever I do inside my browser appears inside Burp Suite, okay? And I can actually do any other thing. If you're actually doing any other thing, it will appear here and you'll be able to see that, okay? Now, let's actually try and log in to this particular website. I am logging into this particular website and I'm typing in my credentials, right? And the password, nobody showed the password, right? And I'll click log in and I won't save the password, no now. Now, I can actually come to Burp Suite here and I can actually see this particular thing that I actually type. Okay, so now once you actually click this particular one, you come to proxy, you come to HTTP history, you see that this particular thing that I typed is here. So my login details is here and my password has shown here. Meanwhile, nobody actually saw my password. So the password has actually showed here, meaning that on your left-hand side, we have the request session. The request session is actually what you are telling that particular web browser. Okay, so this is that particular website or whatever that you are doing. And here is your request that, okay, I am telling this browser that, or this web browser that I am logging in with my credentials and my password. See, and with Burp Suite, you can actually see that. And this actually is the web browser's response. Okay, the web browser will be like, okay, this is my response. Okay, and this you can actually see this web browser is powered by Ubuntu 4.1.4, or this is what is powering this web browser. So the web browser that we are actually trying to visit or we are trying to log in has an Ubuntu version, that, meaning that the person has been able to see what is running on this particular web browser. So if this web browser has any vulnerabilities with this Ubuntu version, meaning weakness with this particular version, then this person will be able to see it through this site. Okay, because now he has gotten to see what server is being used. The server is an Apache server. The software being run on this particular Apache server is an Ubuntu 5.5. So now maybe there's different versions of Ubuntu out there. And maybe this particular Ubuntu has weakness or has vulnerabilities. It means that this particular person can try and do it. Hack your web server because he has found vulnerability that particular web server uses, and now he can go a step further to try and find weaknesses on that particular web server. And that's actually one thing Burp Suite can help you do. It can actually allow you to build knowledge on that particular server or that particular website that you're trying to hack or you're trying to test. Okay, so now let's actually focus and actually look at something. Now, we want to actually work with this particular web browser only. Okay, we want to work with this particular web browser only. You see, there are other things there, other things that my computer is doing. Everything will show inside Burp Suite, but I want to work with this particular browser, that's the BWAP web application only. So I'll just click on any one of them and I'll do add to scope. Once I do add to scope, it will actually bring me anything that is related to this particular BWAP application. So anything else, if my browser actually goes to YouTube, it goes to Google, it won't show here. It will only show me this particular web app because that is what I want to use it for, or I want to actually try and look at other things with it. So I can actually clear all history and I'll clear everything. So I'll go back to my particular web browser. I can refresh it. I'll come here and let me actually refresh. Let me actually log out and log in again. So let me actually log out and log in again. So you see that the same request is here. The same request actually is here. So now we are only focusing on this particular website or web browser, sorry, web application. That's a BWAP web application. Okay. Now let's actually look at what this particular Burp Suite can do. Okay, now let's actually choose one thing that we want to actually work with, and let's actually see how best we can actually use Burp Suite. Okay, so I'm looking for okay, all right, here. So here is more like a website where you get to buy movie tickets. Okay, now one ticket will cost you 15 euro. So if you actually do, let's say, 10 tickets, right? You do 10 tickets, you can actually get what? 150 euro. So you can actually go ahead and you order. So that is just an example, right? So here I have one ticket actually costing 15 euro. And if I buy 10 movie tickets, I get to see what, or I get to pay 150 euro, right? So that actually is the whole system and what it's about, right? Now, let's actually try that again, but this time you will actually use BWAP. Okay, let's actually try everything again, and let me actually select this particular, section again. All right. So why do I have a hard time? Okay, so let's try this time again. Now let's actually move on to our particular Burp Suite. Okay, here you have to actually put intercept on. Once you put intercept on, it means that you want this particular application to be in the middle, be the man in the middle, and whatever request that you are sending to the web browser, Burp Suite will actually intercept that particular request before we send that request to the web browser. Okay, so now let's actually do, we want to buy maybe 2 tickets here. Okay, we want to do confirm. You see, once I click on confirm, it has opened Burp Suite here instantly for me. Okay, now we have been able to intercept this particular request. So as you can actually see here, the website is still loading, meaning that before this particular request goes to the web server to buy the ticket, Burp Suite has been able to or to be in the middle and intercept this particular request before it goes to the web browser. So if, let's say, you are actually trying to type in your password to a particular web browser, now before your password actually goes to that particular website, we've actually intercepted this password here. Okay, now we can actually look at this particular thing and actually go, okay, let's send to repeater to see whatever we want to actually do. Now, sending to repeater means that you want to actually edit this particular request. Meanwhile, on that particular website, that particular request has been sent already, right? That we want to actually buy 2 tickets. Okay, we want to buy 2 tickets here. So you can actually see that the ticket quantity is 2 and the price is 15. Okay, what if I want to actually cheat the system and say, I want to buy 20 tickets, but then I want one of the price should be 1, right? So I'm buying 20. Instead of the normal price, it's supposed to be 15, and I'm buying it for €1, and I'll do send, right? And then I've sent this particular request to this particular web browser, and it has given me, all right, thumbs up, everything all right with you. Now, I'll actually come here, I'll scroll through this particular response and see what the response this web browser is actually giving me, right? So this side here actually is the response of that particular web browser. Okay, so you can actually see here that total amount charged from your account is €20 here, meaning that I have bought 20 tickets, right? But the 20 tickets is supposed to cost me what? Because one is 15, it's supposed to cost me like €300. But because I've manipulated this particular thing, now I am buying 20 tickets for what? €20 here. You see, so now I have been able to cheat this particular website or this particular web browser, where if this web browser is not strong or this web application is not very, very strong, I've used Burp Suite to cheat this particular website. Okay, I've used Burp Suite to cheat this particular website, whereby I am buying 20 things at one is €15, but now I'm buying one thing as what? €1. So I have spent 20 instead of spending 200, and that's actually something I've actually used Burp Suite to do. Okay, and that is actually one thing that you can actually use Burp Suite to do, and it will work for you. Okay, now there's also one particular thing, or there are many things that you can actually use this particular website to do. Okay, there are a lot of things that you can actually use this website to do, or this Burp Suite to do. Okay, now you can actually do a lot of testing. You can actually look at HTML injection, SQL injection. All these things are cybersecurity attacks that happens in our day-to-day activities. What is HTML injection? HTML injection is, let's say that every time you visit a website, you input something in the website in the form of forms. Okay, so let's say you go to a website, they'll ask you your name, password, your index number, or your email address or something like that. Okay, so they will actually ask you all these things, and you give it to them. Now, if that particular website do not actually do or keep its website secure, people can use this form. This is the form. This is an HTML form. People can use this form to try and compromise this website, this HTML form that we see here. Right? People can actually try and use this form to compromise the website. So anytime that you try logging into a website, have this idea that this particular place that you're entering your details inside, somebody can actually use it to compromise the website if that particular website is not strong or do not have its security things in place. Okay, so let me actually give you an example of HTML injection here using now. So now let's actually look at HTML injection. Okay, so this actually is first name, last name. It's like you go to a website, they're asking you, okay, what is your first name? What is your last name? So my first name will be Thomas, right? And then my second name will be my surname. Let me actually put it here. This is it. Okay. Now, as soon as I actually put in, let's say, intercept on Burp Suite, I come here and I click go. So meaning that Burp Suite has intercepted this particular communication, and you can actually see my first name here and my last name here in this particular communication. Okay, now I can actually change this and do a simple HTML script, right? So they can actually hack and actually create a simple HTML script that you have been hacked. Request and change the name and add a few scripts to actually compromise the website. And this is just a simple HTML script that is H1 hack, and that is actually simple like that. So that is actually what HTML injection is, where if the website do not sanitize its forms, the forms on its particular website, people can actually use these forms to compromise the website, and by compromising the website, they can actually try and, let's say, look at the back end, or maybe try and type in a few commands that will actually reflect on this particular site. Meaning that if you come there and you type in your full name and your last name, they'll be able to read it because that website has been compromised. They'll be able to read it and they'll be able to try and use your credentials to actually do bad things. So imagine this is your bank and you type in your name and your code, your PIN code inside here. And if that banking website is not secured and you type in your name, you type in your code, you might think that you're actually visiting your bank. That is true. But then these people can actually try and get your banking details. So imagine you are done, you've logged in and you are good to go, and later on you realize that somebody has withdrawn a lot of money from your bank account. It's all because they compromised the forms inside your banking website, and they tried, and after that they gain your credentials, they use your credentials to actually try and secure a lot of things. So they can actually do, or they can actually use this particular tool, that is Burp Suite, to try and intercept that request, and they can actually do a lot of things. And this actually is even the beginning of Burp Suite. Burp Suite can also do what we call brute force attack. What is brute force attack? It's whereby you try to guess many combinations as possible, like different combinations of people's passwords as possible. So they know that your username is maybe thomas@gmail.com. So they have that. They have your username, but they don't know your password. And they are studying you, and they don't actually want to type in, let's say, maybe your password is the name of your mother. They go online, maybe on your Facebook, they try to see if they can find the name of your mother. They'll type it in. No, that is not your password. Maybe you'll try different combinations. So you can actually use this particular tool to try different combinations of a password. And what it will do is that Burp Suite will actually try as many combinations as you give them to this particular account. And if you find the right type of combination, it will actually report back to you on this Burp Suite that you gave me a list of passwords to try. I have actually tried all of them. And then after trying all of them, I realized that one is the correct one. This is that particular one that is correct. So look at that and try and use it to log into the account. So that is why we always implement that you use strong passwords, because if you actually use strong password, the best you can actually try as many combinations as possible. The best you can't or won't be able to get this particular password because your password can be 12, 14 characters long and things. And also, we always advise that we set a plan where in the plan, if we set a policy that if somebody tries to log into an account 3 times or 4 times, the account should be locked. You see, so what it means is that if anybody else or if you yourself, even you forget your password and you try it for 3 or 4 times, that account should be logged. Like should be logged until maybe you call them the main office or you call somewhere and they'll be able to verify you, or maybe you visit them or you visit your bank and they'll be able to verify that you are this person, but you forgot your password. You have these things to prove that it is you. Because if you don't do that, these people can actually use Burp Suite to try different combinations of your passwords, and they might even try and get the correct one. Who knows? But I believe if you have a strong password, there's nothing that they can actually do to get the right password. And that actually is at the intruder section. And I don't actually want to go into that for today, but today we looked at how to use Burp Suite. You have to first open Burp Suite. Okay. Now try and proxy the website, or try and proxy where you are trying to hack or you are trying to test and see. If you don't want to proxy it, you can actually use their own internal website browser. So if you open or use their browser, it means that you will open this website with Burp Suite's browser here. So everything that you do here, it will report inside this particular thing. Okay, so let me actually put this off, and then this is just an example of, let's say, google.com. And let's see if it comes. So you come here at google.com, you come here and you see that this everything that happened here is showing, or everything that actually is showing here, right? All the requests that you made will show here. But then I actually proxied my website, or I proxied it on my normal browser. I didn't use the internal Burp Suite browser. Okay. And then we went ahead to see that if you actually make a request, you can actually see the response inside Burp Suite. So if you actually make a request from your browser here, you see a response from the web server. The web server is that particular server or computer that powers the website that you're trying to visit. And that response will come to Burp Suite, and with the response, it will come with the banner of the particular web browser, and you can actually see the dates, the server type, what the server is being powered by. All these things are here, and you can get to know more information about this web server. You know that, okay, this web server is being powered by PHP Ubuntu 5.5 version, and then it's an Apache server 2.47. So you get to see all these things there, and you build on this knowledge, and then the hacker or the person who is trying to hack the website or enter this website will actually can use weaknesses. So the person can go online and see, okay, what are some weaknesses against an Ubuntu version 5.5.9. You see all these things online, and you'll be able, the person can even go a step further and try and compromise this web server as a whole. So this actually is something that these tools can actually help you with. And just know that these tools are not supposed to be used to hack a website. This is just a disclaimer. It is used to pen test, try and test a website to see if the website is vulnerable. And then we report these things to the owners of the website and tell them that, yes, we saw this fault, we saw these weaknesses inside the website. So please try and fix them, because it was easy for us to navigate and hack your website. See, and that's actually something that Burp Suite can actually do. And this actually just the beginning of it. You can actually use this tool to do a lot more, a lot of things, to actually compromise or try and pen test a lot of websites. So this is just the beginning. If you actually want to know more about Burp Suite, you know what to do. So this will be the end of this particular section. And I know maybe it might have confused you a little, but this actually is Burp Suite. It is actually used for pen testing. Try and learn more about it. If you actually want to also get into Burp Suite, you can actually join our class too, our cybersecurity class that is happening. You can actually join that. We teach this and a lot of tools there where you can actually get industry-based, experience from professionals who are inside the industry already. And these are a few tools they use there and more. They can actually teach you how to use it, okay, inside the company for pen testing purposes. I think that would be the end. Any questions about Burp Suite and what it can be used for, or this demonstration? If you have any questions, I can actually assist you and any questions so far? Are we okay with this small demonstration? Should we end this seminar?
Yeah, clear from me.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I believe if there are no questions, you will end here. And like I said, if you want to know more, you can actually join our cybersecurity class course. And also this summer, we have a cybersecurity plus course for kids. And I think it's all about cybersecurity and website building, website development. So if you actually know of a young child who is actually interested or has interest in learning how to develop a website from the scratch and learning cybersecurity also, you can also contact us and we will look at how to facilitate this person. And I think it is in summer. And summer is, I think, next 2 months or so. So you can actually try and teach this young kid how to learn cybersecurity and how to build a website. So thank you guys for joining and for paying attention to this particular presentation. And I hope to see you guys next week, Wednesday, same time. Maybe Wednesday, we can actually look more into Burp Suite and use it to actually try and conduct brute force attack. Okay, so thank you guys. I'll see you next week.
Are you ready to become a cybersecurity professional in just 4 months? At Soft Afric, we provide the perfect blend of theory and hands-on experience to prepare you for the job market even before you graduate. Our state-of-the-art virtual labs ensure you gain practical skills. Dedicated virtual machines are assigned to each student, giving you a personalized learning experience. With a 98% success rate, Soft Afric stands out. We don't just stop at training. We help you craft the perfect resume, ace your interviews, and support you even after you land the job. Why you'll love signing up with us. 1. Each learner gets a complimentary 1-year antivirus subscription for their computer. 2. Dedicated virtual machines are assigned to each student. 3. Students can access recorded classes to review each session as needed. 4. Test banks are available to prepare students for the exam. Our lectures are scheduled from Thursday to Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, with 2-hour sessions that fit into your schedule. Join the ranks of successful cybersecurity professionals today. Enroll now at SoftAfric by emailing us at elearning@softafrique.net or calling 4089615150. Your future in cybersecurity